Are you getting ready to buy your next home, but the GTA prices are super high and you're wondering if you should just buy directly through the listing agent? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 4 things you need to know before you go ahead and ring up that listing agent so that you can make an informed decision and possibly save yourself some money along the way. If we haven't met before, my name is Layla Khan and I'm a realtor based out of Mississauga. Now, before we begin, I'm going to quickly explain what it means to buy directly through the listing agents. Suppose there's a property that you see listed on MLS and you don't have an agent representing you yourself. So you just go ahead and ring up the listing agent and you decide to buy directly through them. That's what it means to buy directly through the listing agent. Before we begin, I will briefly explain what a listing agent and a buyer agent is. A buyer's agent is the agent that is representing the buyer and working in the interest of the buyer. Listing agent, also known as the seller's agent, is the agent that is representing the seller of the property in this transaction. So let's get right to it. Okay, the first thing you need to consider is that your contract relationship changes. The listing agent, who is representing the seller, would likely be in a client relationship. So if you as the buyer would buy directly through the listing agent, you would likely enter into a customer service relationship with the listing agent. So what is the difference between a client relationship and a customer relationship? If you are in a client relationship with the agent, they would likely have fiduciary duties towards you. Therefore, they would be working in your best interest. They would have to likely go the extra mile to dig for answers and do research for the property to look for your best interests, essentially. If you are a customer, the agent does not necessarily have that obligation towards you. However, it is obligated that the listing agent treats you with fairness, honesty, integrity, and provide you with competent service. Just a little side note, you always actually enter into contract with the brokerage, okay? And the salesperson is just appointed to act on behalf of the brokerage. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to say you're entering into a contract with the agent, but you're actually entering into a contract with the brokerage. Just want to make that clear. Number 2, due diligence. So let's say you, the buyer, find your own agent to represent you. Okay, your agent must take reasonable steps to determine and then disclose to you all the material facts about the property. But if you go directly to the seller's agent, the salesperson, they only have a duty to disclose the material facts that he or she already knows or ought to know. Okay, they have no actual obligation or are not required to take any further steps. You get a very basic level of service. Number 3 is confidentiality. So a seller who is in a client relationship may be privy to the conversations that you have with the listing agent, but as a buyer in a customer service relationship, you would not be privy to the conversations the listing agent has with the seller. So, for example, if a property is listed for $900,000 and the seller is in a client relationship with the brokerage or agent, and they disclose that, hey, I would actually accept $850,000. The listing agent would not disclose that information. However, if you, the buyer who is in a customer service relationship, mentioned that, I'm willing to go up to $950,000 for the property, that information could actually go back to the seller. Your confidentiality is not to the highest degree. That's just something you need to consider and something to know. Number 4, the big question, okay? Does it give you a better price for the home? The biggest reason someone wants to go directly to the listing agent is to try to cut a deal, okay? Many people think that they can negotiate a better deal if they do not have an agent because they assume that the seller can save on the buyer agent commission and instead reduce the price for them. This is a big misconception. Just because you do not have an agent representing you does not mean that the buyer agent commission is not being paid out to the listing agent. Yes, and you are not necessarily privy to that information. The listing agent very well may collect both sides of commission instead of just one side. The term often used to describe the situation is double-ending a deal. Okay, that means that the listing agent gets the commission from the listing agent side and also collects the buyer agent's commission. With all these points in mind, your decision boils down to a few things to consider when buying directly through the listing agent. Okay, you need to consider, do I want a client or a customer relationship? What are my needs? And, if you have knowledge and, at a comfortable level of buying and selling real estate, then perhaps a customer relationship is sufficient for your needs. If your knowledge and experience is limited, then I would highly recommend finding your own representation and going into a client relationship, that's likely your better option. No matter what you decide, listen, remember to do your homework in advance before you sign the agreement with the brokerage. Be informed, determine what you want and what you need. Understand your rights and obligations under each relationship, okay? If you prepare well in advance, this will help ensure that there are no surprises during the buying or selling process. That pretty much wraps up today's video. Thank you for watching. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment and like and subscribe. If you want to add anything, comments. If I like your comments, I'll probably pin it. But yeah, definitely go ahead and subscribe to my channel. It definitely keeps me motivated. Okay, if you have any questions that you want answered, you can comment below. Till next time, I will post a new video on Thursday. Every Thursday. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Take care.